Hey, welcome into another episode of the Seahawks Show. I'm back for the 2021 season. I didn't get into a video before the season previewing the division, so hopefully at some point I can this season. But for right now, we're going to preview the week one game versus the Indianapolis Colts. Hopefully you guys like and subscribe and tell other Seahawks fans about this page because every week I do a recap or a preview, first of all, of the upcoming game. Usually around Friday, I post it. And then, we get into the keys of what could go right and what could go wrong for the Seahawks to either win or lose. And then on the recap, which will be the following Monday if they play Sunday, or the Tuesday, or vice versa, as you know how the season goes out, Thursdays, games, whatever. But I do a recap of what went right, what went wrong, and we have the video to back it up. And we also, after this week, we will be able to break down next week's opponent, which would be the Tennessee Titans, and we can also break down what they did against the Cardinals and then verse what we did, and so on and so on. So with all that out of the way, let's get into some highlights, shall we? And this one took place here in Indianapolis week one. And this is one of the plays I'm going to highlight right away. This is a Chris Carson run right here. Huge run off the bat right here. The Colts had went down and got 3 points on a drive that was eerily similar to last year's Seattle Seahawks defense, to where it was a bend, don't break, also allowing a penalty to continue a drive. But in this game, we're going to get down to what happened as far as the defense was concerned. I saw a lot of improvements on this defense compared to last year. Yes, it's week one, but there's some things I want to highlight as we move along. So here we go. First drive after the Colts went down the field and broke down some pretty soft defense in the zone. Seattle was able to hold them to a field goal. Here's Chris Carson's run. You see he goes off tackle right here, breaks the initial point of contact, gets into the secondary part of the defense. The linebackers are all pulled up right here. And then as he gets into the secondary, he's just in a foot race with a safety. Safety pushes him out of bounds. A big gain right there for Seattle. Now this is a couple plays later. This is third down right here again. This is 3rd and 6, and Tyler Lockett's going to be, I believe, right here, and he's going to be in a slot right here. He's supposed to just go down and up and in. The blitz comes here from the Colts. Colts tried to blitz the Seahawks a lot in this game. It didn't really work out on this play right here because the offensive line held up just enough to let Wilson get this ball off right here. There it is. Boom. Takes a hit, but he floats one up to Lockett. Lockett over the shoulder catch. Touchdown right there. Seattle quickly takes a 7-3 lead right there. And it's a big catch because it was over the shoulder. Tough play all around. But, hey, kudos to Tyler Lockett. He does those routinely. Now, here's the defensive side of the ball here again. Colts with the ball, Wentz out of the shotgun, goes back to pass, and takes a sack. And Green was in there in his face a lot today, along with Monet and Dunlap. And there was a great amount of pressure on Wentz. Now, we know when he played with the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe that he holds the ball a little too long. That's one of his things. He also likes to run out of the pocket. He takes more risk than I would like to see other quarterbacks. But in this game, the one thing that I can't sit back and say, okay, this is just like when they played Philadelphia under Carson Wentz, is the fact that the Colts offensive line last year and going into this year is one of the best in football. And Seattle's pass rush, without having to blitz Jamal Adams for the most part, was highly, highly encouraging in this game because they didn't have to rely on safety help, corner help. They just came with their front four and maybe Bobby Wagner, and they put on tremendous pressure all game. So there's one sack right there. Here's the Seahawks back on offense. Wilson back to the pass. Dump off right here to the tight end right here. Everett, the newest addition from the I almost said St. Louis Rams, LA Rams. Here's a shotgun play right here. Back to pass again. He hits Will Dissly. Dissly had like 3 or 4 good catches. I'll go over the stats as we get going. Here's a nice little play action pass. Now, he had options right here. He had the receiver right here in the flat, which the corner right here didn't know who to pick up, really. He didn't know to go after Swain or to go downfield. He chose to pick up Swain underneath, and right here Wilson finds Dissly wide open for a nice little 20-yard gain down to about the 12-yard line. As the drive continues, the Seahawks are on 2nd and 6 right here. Wilson back to pass, looking for a receiver, finds one, and that is the man, Everett, coming over from the Rams, makes a nice little play. Now, doesn't Everett look like a freaking wide receiver? Everett is going to be dangerous for the Seahawks. Now, those were his only 2 catches of the game. But Everett, for what he's going to do for the Seattle offense, coming off a play-action pass, playing the slot, being able to make those one-on-one plays against linebackers, beat safeties. He's going to be a dangerous weapon. That was a huge pickup. So right here, it's 14-3. And another key to this game, Indianapolis Colts fans have been so psyched up to see their Colts play with a full house. That place was really loud. That touchdown by Everett took them out of the game. And there was an awful lot of 12-man fans there, and it was really good to see. They made a lot of noise. We heard them every time they said, Seahawk, Seahawk. And, they were really loud, and it helped out because it helped change the momentum of this game. I thought that was a huge drive right there, 14-3, Seattle late or early in the second quarter, right? So the Colts, though, they do fire back on some plays right here. Here's a play-action pass right here where everyone bit up. Jamal Adams comes up right here. The underneath, the corners are all playing close because they think they're close. Everyone's covered here, but you got one-on-one coverage, including the tight end right here, or I think that's a wide receiver. He's wide open right here. He's only got Diggs to beat right here. So here he is right here. He gets from over the coverage, and Diggs puts a hit on him. But and I can't get used to those numbers too. Diggs now wearing number 6 instead of 37. You have several players like Dunlap switching from I think 94 to or whatever number he was last year to number 8. So a lot of these guys are switching numbers, and you have a lot of college type numbers. But anyway, Diggs makes the hit right there. But here come the Colts. This is by far their best drive of the game. Right here again, stepping up. Nice little throw, beats the zone, gets the first down. Colts again here, 1st and 10, shotgun formation. And I was surprised. Seattle blitzed right there, put Green on the receiver, and that was a terrible call. Now here's a shotgun again. The Colts, a friend of mine is a big-time Colts fan. He was telling me you got to watch out for the running game. The running game might get you. I was not concerned about the running game because Seattle's defense has been very good against the run for the last few years. It's the pass, it's the short intermediate pass, it's the slants, it's the zone coverage that has been the Seahawks' Achilles heel. So right here again, the Colts were looking aggressive thanks to Frank Reich. There's a lot of shotgun here. 14-3, 1st and goal. Right away, Wentz against the blitz again, over the middle, touchdown. Beat the zone again. Now, in this moment right here, Up until the Colts got this touchdown, the Seahawks were playing a soft zone for the most part, and they were blitzing. Sort of almost the same kind of defense they ran last year, which was very predictable. What happens next after this touchdown and through the rest of the game, Seattle would rely on their front four, and again, occasional blitz from a linebacker or two, but not more than 1 or 2 linebackers would come in at a time. Seattle was mainly rushing 4 to 5 guys. And their corners had more time because the pressure was in Wentz's face. The defense adjusted and played a tighter zone and switched over to nickel at one point. So it was really, really encouraging to see the Seahawks do in-game changes, which they're not really good at in prior seasons. So Zach Pascal scores a touchdown right here. It's 14-10. But right away, kudos to Seattle. On a 2-minute drive, look at it. Wilson, he takes a sack right here. It's, he goes down. I think that was like the second or third time he had gotten sacked. But 2nd and 20, right? They're backed up. Now watch what happens. Now, again, last year's offense, though, completely different. We had so many of the same predictable, stupid-ass shotgun formation, handoff to the running back, usually runs into a stone wall. If he's lucky, they can break something in a zone run, a zone read. Not too many zone reads in this game at all. A lot of play-action passes, a lot of shotgun formations, and look at this coverage right here. Again, the Colts have a really good defense, a top 10 defense. And right here, the front 5 for the Seattle may have not protected great all game, but on this play, they gave him just enough time, and he wasn't touched. Because watch this right here. Russell Wilson, 4 wide receivers, 2nd and 20. Colts thinking there's a screen or they're going to go downfield mid-range. Wilson takes a shot, and look at Tyler Lockett's separation all the way, splits the 2 safeties, easy touchdown. Tyler Lockett, I had him on my fantasy. He had all kinds of points. I thought I had the victory right there at halftime. Big time touchdown because at this point, the Colts, here's the thing. The Colts at that point have only 40 seconds left. Seattle scores that touchdown. They're up 11 points. Seattle deferred on the opening kickoff after winning the toss. So they get the ball first in the second half. In a group chat, I told my friends on there, I said, look, the thing that worries me is if Seattle does what they did in the last year in the second half mostly, where instead of being able to step on the throat of a team when your defense and your offense have played a sparkling first half or at least given you a good shot to go ahead, you have a chance in the second half to go out there and step on their jugular and put this game out of reach, get a quick touchdown. It's 28-10. But Seattle did not do that. And last year, when they didn't do that, that cost them. Teams came back on them. They lost games because that, or they got into games they shouldn't have been so damn close going down to the wire. So when Seattle did not score the first drive or the second drive or the third drive of the third quarter, I was getting really nervous. But the thing that helped keep the nervousness down was the fact that the Seahawks defense was just as good as the Colts defense. And because Seattle got really lackadaisical on offense, and they did that a lot. They got real conservative last year, and I'm thinking, here we go again. And in the third quarter, they were. But here it is right here, taking the third sack of the game, Russell Wilson by Booker. This is keeping the freaking Colts in the game. It's 21-10. But as I said, nobody scored in the third quarter. So here come the Colts now with the ball. Here comes the front four of Seattle. Boom! Sack right there. And that is Manoa. So he comes through right there. Here's third quarter still. Seattle driving. Hand off to Chris Carson. Fumble. And that was a huge play right there because I thought Seattle was putting together finally a good drive in the second half, but Chris Carson's fumble right there hurt. But here come the Colts. And play action pass. Nice little play right here. This is what I was getting scared of. Poona Ford had to come down and almost get him himself. Nice play by Trey Flowers. And you know what? Trey Flowers played a good game today. We didn't call his name too much, so that was always good. Here's a handoff right here. 3rd down and 3. Stuff them. So now it's 4th and 1. Now Seattle's defense comes through again right here, forcing a fumble. Carson Wentz would fumble on 4th and 1. Seattle would recover. That's a turnover on down. Seattle holds them again. So right there, they were already in plus territory. They could have kicked a field goal, decided not to. Seattle gets the ball back. Here we go. Play action, Throw down to Will Dissly. Get off me. So he makes a play right there. 1st down. Clock continuing to run here inside the third quarter. Wilson goes downfield. Not going to be there again. They're going to have to punt. So he was trying to get it to Metcalf. No go right there. Here come the Colts again. Back. Final plays of the third quarter. Goes downfield. 1st down on a long 3rd and 13. You're thinking, here we go again, because again, Seattle gave up so many big plays in the last year on 3rd and long. Here's a nice little run right here. This is what we were worried about with the run game of the Colts, but that was few and far between. Colts again here, 4th quarter, trying to make it a game, get a 1st down. They're getting down the field rather easily at this point. Now in field goal range, 2nd and 6. Wentz back to pass, and there's another 1st down. So here we go again. They're moving the football. On the 26-yard line now. Wentz back to pass. Caught underneath. Gets down to about the 18, 17-yard line. It's close to another 1st down. So it's 4th down and 3 right here. You would think they'd kick a field goal. No, back to pass. Here comes a pass rush. Bull rush. Boom! Wow, what a freaking hit right there. And that was Taylor on the hit. He just came in, bull rush to left guard. That seemed to give all the momentum to Seattle because this drive was the capper. Play action pass, Russell Wilson, 4th quarter, goes downfield. Look who's wide open. DK Metcalf, who was quiet for most of the game. Nice catch right there, his longest of the day. Here is a handoff right there, jet sweep, goes to the rookie receiver where he would get a elbow to the head and the rookie receiver would get, excuse me, I don't know why I have the coughs, but he would get a concussion out of that. So we'll have to see if he plays week 2. I have to say his name because I forgot his name again. But here is a play right here. You're going to see one-on-one coverage from Metcalf. This is a touchdown. Nice little dime right here by Russell Wilson right on the nose. You can't defend that when you're behind Metcalf. If he's ahead of you, the ball's right there. Easy touchdown. 6:41 to go. It was 28-10. That was pretty much the nail in the coffin. I was hoping that touchdown would come in the third quarter, but it didn't. But here we go, 4th quarter. 6:40 to go. This is pretty much garbage time right here. Seahawks have now relinquished their defense. They're playing way far back now and only dropping back 4 guys. Still getting lots of pressure. If you see, here come the Colts down here, down to the 13-yard line. Colts still with the ball here. 2nd and goal. 2:12 to go. Wentz looking for the end zone, and he gets it. Touchdown right there, 28-16. They tried the 2-point conversion and didn't get it. And that was pretty much it. It was 28-16. Oh, here's a 2-point conversion. Wentz gets bull rushed again. Look at this. There's nobody. He has no chance whatsoever. Carlos Dunlap just comes in. Boy, does he look like he's freaking 20 years old or what? And then there's an onside kick recovery by the running back right there. And then Seattle goes into just a run mode right here where Russell Wilson is just going to waste the time and the clock. And there's really nothing more to see besides this. There's Frank Reich getting upset as they just ran out the clock. Wentz took a lot of hits in this game. And there you go. Pete Carroll at the age of 70 gets the W. And there you are right there. Let's see. That was from the NFL films right there. So there's the final. 28-16. So my takeaways from this game, let me get into the stats real quick. Oh, before I do the takeaways, let me get into the stats. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's go through it real quick. Russell Wilson went 18 of 23 for 254 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He started the season like this last year. Everyone said the stupid cliche, let Russell cook, and there we go. He took 3 sacks for minus 13 yards. Here's the stat I don't like that ESPN has, which is a stupid QVR started by stupid Trent Dilfer. If you care about that, it's 84.7. I don't care about it. He got a nearly perfect quarterback rating of 152.3, which is really good. Chris Carson led the way with rushes, 16 rushes, 91 yards, 5.7 average, and along of that 33-yard one, which was the first what is it called? First play of the that I showed you guys. And then the receiver that got hurt was D. Eskridge. He was the first-round pick for the Seahawks. He got hurt, but he did have 2 rushes for 22 yards. He's pretty damn fast. Let's see, Russell Wilson, 5 rushes for 9 yards. Penny got in there before he got hurt again. Surprise, surprise. DJ Dallas got a carry as well. Receiving leaders was Tyler Lockett, 4 for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, as we showed. He had 5 targets, so that's pretty good. DK Metcalf, 5 targets, 4 catches, 60 yards, and that touchdown. Will Dissly, 3 catches for 37 yards, and Everett, 2 for 20. So with the 2 tight ends going back and forth, I thought it's going to be, if it's down to them 2 for the season, Everett and Dissly, it's going to be dangerous for defenses because they both do things really good and different. So they're going to give 2 different looks to the defenses, which I love the most. Let's see. As far as tackles, Bobby Wagner had 13 total tackles, 6 solo. Brooks had 11 total tackles, 7 solo. Diggs had 9 and 7. Jamal Adams, a very pedestrian day. We're not used to him not playing and having to be such an important role on the defense like he was last year. But he had 6 tackles for 3 solo tackles. And then Rasheem Green had a sack. Mayo had a sack. Taylor had a sack. So that was really good and encouraging. The Seahawks had 3 sacks together. Good defense all around. For the Colts, real quick, let's get into what they did. Carson Wentz went 25 of 38, 251, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and he had a quarterback rating of 102. Jonathan Taylor was stopped to 17 carries for 56 yards, which is really good. Seattle did a good job on the run game today. Although total, the Colts had 100 yards running because Hines had 9 carries for 34 yards. Carson Wentz had 4 for 23. Taylor was also their leading receiver, 6 receptions, 60 yards, no touchdowns. Hines had 6 for 48. So you look at it that way, your 2 running backs were your leading receivers, so that's pretty good. Pascal was the only wide receiver with a catch of 4. He had 4 for 43. Pittman had 3 for 29. So the corners did a good job on the receivers for the most part. It was the running backs that did the damage in the receiving side of the ball. Willis had the most tackles for the Colts, 7 and 6 solo tackles. So what it comes down to, my final takeaways from this game, is the fact that the Seattle Seahawks adjusted defensively. When the time called for them to get out of zone and go nickel, they did it. When they needed a pass rush and not having to blitz the house, they got it. Carson Wentz, with a great offensive line, a good offensive line, top 5 offensive line, was under duress for most of the game. And I thought the offense, for the most part, with the exception of the third quarter being a little too conservative, I thought the new offensive coordinator did a great job of calling up the plays and keeping Russell Wilson, for the most part, upright, not taking hits. Now, it's one thing to take 3 sacks, which he did. He took a couple shots but he wasn't taking shots like he did last season. I thought he was well protected for the most part. They had a really nice balance. I would have liked for them to throw a deep one or two to Metcalf, but you can't have everything go your way, but you can see the potential with this team moving forward. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you for watching the video, and check me out on other videos. I'm going to have a new one up on Friday previewing the Tennessee Titans. The Seahawks get the big victory here, 1-0. Let's go 1-0 next week like Pete Carroll likes to say, and above all, go Hawks.